What is going on, y'all? GoofyRhexxi here, and hope everybody is doing well, and wanted to make a video and talk about patch 6.1 priorities. Over the past couple of days since the patch has gone live, the question has been, hey, what do I focus on here, and what's the priority for me right now? And you know, there's the Wakandans that got to rework, there's the A-Force team that's coming, there's the 3 initial characters for the Limited X-Men team, and then we got this email as well, right, that talked about the next legendary horseman coming, which we know is going to be Famine. We're supposed to find out who exactly that character is, either in this blog post or a future blog post. They said they said an upcoming blog, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be today's blog, but could be a future blog post here that we're going to be getting information. But we did find out the requirements for the higher difficulties for this next Scourge event that's going to be coming in patch 6.2. We did find out that you're going to need A-Force, Young Avengers, or Inhumans to do those higher difficulties in that Scourge event. So the question is, okay, who do I focus on now? So I think it's pretty obvious to say, or okay to say, that Wakandans are probably going to take a little bit of a backseat here, right? Probably the focus of this patch should be that you're going to be working on your Scourge teams to get prepared for that. Now, if you're kind of saying, hey, most likely the Scourge event is 6 to 8 weeks away, don't necessarily need to worry about it now. I still want to finish up my Wakandans. You definitely can do so, but I'm still recommending that you probably start working on your Scourge teams, because some of the characters that are on the Wakandans will eat away at some of your gear. 2 Mystic characters, Black Panther and Baku, on that team. You may probably want to funnel those resources to a character like America Chavez and probably Nico Minoru, as opposed to working on those other 2 Mystic characters there. So, but my personal, I think the team that, sorry, my Blitz timer's going off. I think the team that you're probably going to want to focus on as a top priority is going to be the Young Avengers team. Now, I know that they are a war defense team, and that may give some of you guys some pause, but recently I have just realized that they're a vastly underrated team. I used them in the Scourge event. They were at 477k. I had a 75 and 14 Miss Marvel, Squirrel Girl, Kate Bishop. I had a Gear Tier 12 America Chavez and Echo, and use them as a sack team in one of those nodes, and they were able to do more than just sack. They were able to kill a couple characters. In Avengers Tower recently, I was able to use them to do a couple 200 to 300k punch-ups, with the team only being at 477k in higher floors, like 70, so 60 or so, 65 or so. So they were able to do pretty well there. So in my opinion, this team is definitely an underrated team that you definitely should be investing into. And that's actually a team that I'm invested into right now. We're still lacking on some T4s. I'm probably going to end up building Squirrel Girl, Miss Marvel, and Kate Bishop at level 85. They're already at Gear Tier 15. And we're probably just going to bring up Echo and America Chavez to level 80 and leave them at G14, because that's probably going to be the best option. I want to see how well they do at that point in time with that sort of investment. But this team has a lot of sustain, full team, built-in synergy that will work for you. Squirrel Girl is very good at, being able to shoot her special heals, right? I think her special is going to be very big. Just a low cooldown, it heals, and it also clears all negative effects from all allies that are around. Her ultimate ability gives offense down, so that's going to help to all enemies. So that's going to help, and heal block too. So that's going to help to give you some more control. With her passive, when they get below 75% health, she applies to deflect. If they drop below 50%, she's applying defense up. Her basic can also apply offense down as well to a primary target. Miss Marvel, I think her assists are going to be really big. So a lot of the basics for some of these characters, like Kate Bishop, her basic clears 2 random positive effects. America Chavez's, her basic applies defense down. So if you have Striker ISO on all the other Young Avenger characters and then Skirmisher on Miss Marvel, you're going to be able to get a lot of triple taps, right? By having them there. So I think that's going to be really good. We talked about Squirrel Girl's basic already that does apply offense down too. So in Miss Marvel, whenever they get below 50% health, she's going to also throw up a taunt, and that's going to allow the team to not take any other characters to take on any sort of damage, and will help them with some sustain as well. Kate Bishop, We talked about her being able to clear positive effects. She can flip 3 positive effects with her special. Her special can also give her a charge, and when she does get the charge, she's going to be able to apply blind for 2 turns to the enemy with the highest damage, apply 2 random negative effects. So I do think that this team, although not great in terms of like outburst damage, I do think that they give you a lot of sustain overall with this team. Now, if you don't have Echo or Kate Bishop, or you have one or the other, right? Then Spider-Man Miles, who you probably built up for your last Scourge event, your Pestilence Scourge event, you can still use him on this team. He's gonna have some synergy here with Miss Marvel. Well, he's gonna have some synergy with the entire team because he does have the Young Avenger tag, and his kit is really good. You can clear positive effects with the basic, clear 3 positive effects with the basic. His special is a speed bar reduction that also applies slow and then gives him stealth, so it helps him to kind of keep himself alive, right? Ultimate ability, he's going to be able to apply disrupt not just to the primary target but also to 3 targets as well, so that will help to kind of eliminate some positive effects that the enemy team can gain. And then passive ability can also apply defense down whenever he does take a turn. So I like this team. I think this should definitely be your priority team to invest into. That's the direction that I would go in. Echo can also give them evades too with her special. So, and then she can also as well prevent. So if there's any enemy characters that get assists, Echo can prevent them from getting assists as well. So, I mean, I think this team is a solid team that can provide you with a lot of value here. Now, other options, right? Okay, what do I do now? Because I think if you're shooting to do, let's say, difficulty 8, in the Scourge event, you're gonna want to have 2 teams, right? You're gonna want to have them available. You're gonna want to at least have them decently built, probably gear tier 14 if you're gonna be equipping a lot of Scourges. You're probably gonna want to have that secondary team available to you. Maybe not all at G14, but at least some of them to be able to kill a character or 2, right? Going into your last node, because usually what the most recent experience was hey, we use Web Warriors on node 5. We reset a bunch of times because we need to make sure that their cooldowns are okay and that they also are all alive going into node 10. So you're probably going to want to do that with Young Avengers again. And then for that last node, you're sending that SAC team, right? That is going to either kill a couple characters or burn some cooldown so you can bring in your A team, which of course I'm recommending the Young Avengers as your A team. So what do you do with the other options that are available? So I do think that A-Force probably makes the most sense for the sake of what you're going to be using them for outside of war, outside of just a Scourge event, right? So as a war offense team, we're thinking that this team potentially might be able to beat Young Avengers. They may have a chance against Heroes for Hire. That's probably going to be hard, but they're probably going to have a chance against Heroes for Hire here. So I think A-Force definitely does slotting as a couple good characters, or as at least a good 4-person team that you're probably going to want to invest into. So I think this makes the most sense to be able to invest into this team. There is some concerns though, because some of what they do, it doesn't translate outside of war very well, right? So for instance, Nico, she won't be able to apply this trauma or disrupt it outside of war. That's a big one for me. She won't be able to apply the safeguard, immunity, and death proof to the highest health A-Force character. Spider-Woman, with her passive, when an enemy has offense down, she can lower the accuracy of that enemy by 25%. You're not going to get that. They don't have the 10%. They won't have the 10,000% resistance to offense down. So depending on what some of those nodes, I am assuming that the nodes will be different for the Famine Scourge event. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that that's going to be the case. Some of what they do outside is probably going to be a little bit problematic. So I do think that although the A-Force team should probably be invested into, I think that you're probably going to want to have at least 1 or 2 characters as a backup character, with maybe some Inhuman characters that maybe you slot out maybe one of the A-Force characters. I'm thinking like maybe Black Bolt or Yo-Yo. Black Bolt or Yo-Yo have some pretty solid and really good synergy that can be really helpful. So the assist, right? So Yo-Yo, whenever she does her basic, Black Bolt assist, so you're gonna be able to gain. You're gonna be able to clear a positive effect with this basic ability. You're gonna be able to get more damage with that as well. And also Yo-Yo can give offense down to the enemy team every enemy character every single time that they take a turn. With the boosted health to Yo-Yo, she is going to be a little bit more survivable. So I do think that she slots in as a good option. Even if you don't want to use Yo-Yo, Yo-Yo can help the rest of the A-Force team with some sustain by being able to apply offense down out of turn, right? Every time when an enemy does take a turn. So I do think that you can get some solid good option there. I think investing into an entire Inhuman team probably maybe a little too steep. Crystal can provide some value. Don't like Karnak. I don't really like Quake either. I think Crystal will be the only other consideration, but I think with the other characters that we have here, JJ I think is going to be really good because of the ability energy. I think CM is going to do a good amount of damage, kind of just to start off with, and JJ will kind of help the rest of the team because there are some long cooldowns with Nico and also with Spider-Woman. So there is going to be some concern about turns, and which is the reason why I think Yo-Yo is going to be, I'm going to say it now, Yo-Yo is probably going to be your best 5th character on this team. Definitely better in war because of the offense down and the synergy with Spider-Woman and offense down and accuracy for war offense moving forward. But I do think that even in the Scourge event that Yo-Yo is going to still be good too because of being able to apply the offense down, help to kind of keep your team alive a little bit longer so that they can gain back their cooldowns. Even though JJ gives the ability energy, that will take some time to build those cooldowns back up. So that will, of course, I think help just to kind of the longevity of the team and provide some good solid value. So I think at least for two teams, probably going with the full Young Avengers team. If you don't have Echo or Kate Bishop, slot it in Spider-Man Miles. And then for your secondary team, your SAC team, maybe for No 10, I'm using A-Force, you with Yo-Yo. I think G14 is a safe place to go for the higher difficulties. You can probably get away with lower investment, maybe gear tier 12 for like difficulty 7 and lower or whatever. Like you might be able to get away with it depending on what difficulty you're doing. But I think A-Force with Yo-Yo works really well if you want to slot out one of the other A-Force characters, like maybe Nico, because you're concerned about what she does outside of war. Although I will say this, Nico does have some nice random stuff here that could happen. For instance, when she does her ult a second time, she can gain evade or apply deflect to the self and all allies, revive a dead ally with 20% base health. Like if that happens, it could be good. Same thing with her special. She can apply disruptor to the primary target. She can gain death proof, or she can apply 2 counters to adjacent allies after she does this for a second time. And same thing with her basic too, right? Like if she does her basic, if she bakes us a lot, then she can apply bleed, she can gain defense up, or she can heal the most injured ally by 15% of this character's max health. I think it's yeah. So that could be good too. So those are my thoughts, guys, for primary investments. I would definitely go with Young Avengers first, A-Force with Yo-Yo. Maybe if you want to slot out Nico or whatever other character, you could use Black Bolt and Yo-Yo with like JJCM, Spider-Woman or JJCM. Maybe you want to take out Captain Marvel because maybe Black Bolt can do the same amount of damage, right? Maybe you want to go in that direction as well. So those are my thoughts, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in terms of patch priority investments, what you're going to be doing on your roster. I want to hear that as well. Maybe there's something that I'm not thinking about from a synergy perspective that could work that maybe I just haven't, fully fleshed out yet. Want to hear what your guys' thoughts are where that is concerned as well. But listen, appreciate you guys watching the video. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Bye.